Online Big Blue will bring you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, that took a lot out of me today. It was a long night after a good Giants win, and it's good to say a good Giant. I should stop playing with my flashlight. We lost power a couple times. It's good to say a good Giant win after years of never really saying that term. I am excited that we've won 2 in a row. I'm excited about the way the team is played. I'm excited that Daniel Jones has not had a turnover in 2 games. But I'm also grounded in realism. We need to first, if we want to continue the playoff push, we'll call it, we need to take care of business against the Bengals. And that's just plain and simple. You want to move, and I even said that in a couple videos back. I said, if we want to move forward with this, the first step was, of course, beating Philadelphia. And then the next step is going up against the Bengals. And beating that team as well. Now, the good news is, it's a good news, bad news things, of course, for the Giants. We have the bye week. I never like how Giant teams come back after the bye week. I don't like the way a lot of teams come back after the bye week. Look how Philadelphia came back. They were pretty sloppy in the first half. They put it together more in the second half, but they came out flat. And you know what? For the Giants, that's, like I said, that's just, to me, that was just awesome. And it was good, honestly, just to beat the Eagles. I mean, what is this? This is the first win in like 8 games in a row or something like that. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's awesome. It's just one of those things that you can't put it into words, but we still have to remember we are 3-7. The Eagles are still 3-5-1. The Giants are a half game behind. So we need to, on November 29th, take care of business against the Bengals because our schedule does not get really any easier after that besides the Dallas game. Now, you have to give big kudos, in my mind, to the defense. The defense once again stepped up and showed their mettle. They showed that they are, and like I said, they are a top 10 defense in my mind. And that's just the way it is. James Bradbury, man, he is just something else. I mean, he is a guy that we haven't had a lockdown corner like that since going back to like Mark Collins. I mean, he is just on the ball, man. I mean, and he plays so well and he positions himself so well that he makes the plays without a hint of pass interference, which you just have to love. And the same thing goes with Blake Martinez. Blake Martinez, man, I predicted the Giants were going to sign him. I was excited when they signed him. I did not know if he was going to be a true 3-down linebacker, only because of some of the film he looked at in Green Bay that last season. But he is the first 3-down linebacker that the Giants have had in years. He's a guy that just doesn't leave the field. I mean, it's like I said, it's one of those things that you can't sit there now and bash Gettleman. And that's the problem a lot of people are going to have. You can't bash Gettleman because Gettleman put together this team. You could say all you want that, Mara and Tisch hired Joe Judge. No, I guarantee you the final say at the hiring of Joe Judge was Dave Gettleman. So if you are excited about the playoffs, if you are excited about Judge, if you are excited about Daniel Jones, you need to give Dave Gettleman his props. He brought in the coach. He brought in the quarterback, he brought in the free agents, and his draft choices, not all of them, but some of them are starting to play better. Not well, better. But he is the architect of this team. And going into this bye week, the next 2 weeks, we have to understand, like I said, that if you're a Gettleman hater, you have to give the guy props. I mean, he's really done something special here if you think the Giants are a playoff team. And honestly, if you don't think the Giants are a playoff team, if you think this is just a big charade and we're going to, we may collapse if you think that, you still have to give Gettleman props because he helped bring relevancy back to the New York Giants. I mean, he also brings in Graham Gano. Now he just signed Gano to a 3-year extension and gave him all this guaranteed money as well. So he's extended to 2023. And I forget how much we gave him, but we gave him like $9 million in guaranteed money. Which is great though, because like I said, Graham Gano has been a difference maker. I've always liked Graham Gano, going back throughout his career. I mean, did I think he was going to be as consistent and accurate as he is now? No. But you never know. He was a good kicker. You should remember the field goal against the Giants a couple of years back that dashed any of our playoff hopes that we had. But like I said, if you are going to give the team credit, you need to give credit to the architect of the team, and that is going to be Dave Gettleman. And you know what? Once again, I have to give big kudos to Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, for like the 5th week in a row, has called a fantastic game. I mean, he's using Daniel Jones, or he's trying to take advantage of Daniel Jones' running ability. And the good thing about having Daniel Jones run against the Eagles is the Eagles have problems. They're an older defense, and they have problems holding the edge. So you do the little read zone run and everything like that. It really plays into Daniel Jones' strength. And you have to give Jason Garrett credit for putting Jones in the position to make those plays. Oh, look at that. We just had the music come back up again. I don't know why. But you have to give him credit for having Jones be in position to make those plays. And like I said, Garrett again called, I'm not going to say a flawless game, but he called a fantastic offensive game. And I know people thought I was crazy at the beginning of the season because I said that Jason Garrett, in my mind, is going to be a one-and-done OC for the Giants. And I think right now he is proving himself again to be head coaching material. And I laugh because people are going to be like, oh, you know what you're talking about. No, if you're going to recycle a head coach, Jason Garrett's the perfect guy. Why? Because Jason Garrett coached in one of the most, situations that is not conducive to a head coach working for Jerry Jones. And then he comes into the New York market with a second-year quarterback and has done what he's done. He's going to get interviews in 2021 because there's going to be some vacancies in 2021. Jason Garrett's going to get interviews. I don't know if he's going to leave, but if he's a one and done coach, I would not be surprised about that. And like I said, we also have to give props to Wayne Gallman. While it did not look impressive, his 18 carries for 53 yards, he ran hard, he ran fast, he hit the hole. That little hop step, man, I'm really starting to like that. He really was showing that. Now, I don't think he is good. I don't think Gallman's going to be back next year. But you know what? He's showing his wares for the free agency next year. He reminds me of Orleans Darkwa, who was here back a couple seasons ago. He led the team in rushing like 600, 700 yards, and we haven't seen him since. I'm not even sure if he's even on a practice squad right now. I'm not saying Wayne Gallman's going that route, but you know what? You can find a running back in the draft. So, but like right now, for what we need Gallman to be, Gallman is fantastic. And we also have to give some props to the line again, the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line, they were plowing the road. We did have some issues with Andrew Thomas and pass protection again, and a couple penalties here and there. I mean, we had a couple missed assignments, a couple of the other linemen, but you know what? Jones had a clean pocket. He was sacked 3 times, and I said it before. I got to take a little bit of water. I said it before. 2 of those sacks were recovered sacks. I mean, Jones just held on to the ball too long. One of them, he was looking downfield, and he had a check down to Gallman. He just totally missed it. The only bad thing I could say about Jones, and it's not a bad thing, he did miss some guys open downfield. I don't mean he missed them with the throw; he just didn't see them. But like I said, you can't blame Jones for anything this week. You have to give him props. You have to give him credit. And I love when people go, "Well, you're changing your tune again about Daniel Jones." No, I'm not changing my tune again about Daniel Jones. I don't know if Daniel Jones is still the quarterback. 2 games does not make Daniel Jones the quarterback of the future. Let's say Jones goes into the tank for the next 4 games. Are we then going to say he's not the quarterback of the future? No. All I'm saying is Jones needs to show consistency besides the rushing the ball. The problem with Jones is he is not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson creates his own rush. And what I mean by that is when he runs, a lot of that is created by Lamar Jackson. A lot of what Daniel Jones does is created by Jason Garrett. They are designed runs. And that's kind of what we need to focus on. Like I said, he had the 80-yard run last time he played. He had a 40-yard run now. So, but you know what, Jones, if he can limit turnovers, we've talked about this before. Limit turnovers, make good decisions, and actually see the field, he could be a good quarterback. I am not saying that he's the franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he's not the franchise quarterback, but I'm just saying he, like everyone else is saying, he needs to limit his turnovers and he needs to see the entire field. There's a lot of scouts in the NFL that do not like Jones, but there are a lot of scouts that do like him. But over the last 2 games, he has shown what he can do to help the Giants progress and hopefully help the Giants win. Are we going to make the playoffs? I'm not making that type of prediction. We got 2 weeks to talk about this. We got 2 weeks to talk about the Giants. But like I said, I have to give big props and kudos to this entire team. This was a team win. This was a team effort. Joe Judge should be proud of what the guys did on the field. Patrick, Garrett, everyone. It just showed what the Giants could be if the Giants play mistake-free. Will this happen every week? I don't know. We have to just wait and see. But let's enjoy where we are right now. Let's have some fun the next 2 weeks. And let's just kind of go from there. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, subscribe. If you're ringing up anything you don't need, that'd be awesome.